She's so untouchable.
I really love D-22.
北京最好的酒吧。
I love D-22.
D-22最牛逼。
I love D-22.
D-22 is the reason that I'm staying in Beijing for another year.
I love D-22.
I love D-22!
We love D-22.
Why D-22 is called D-22?
为什么 D-22 叫 D-22
¿Por qué mierda se llama D-22?
Why is D-22 called D-22?
为什么 D-22叫 D-22 呀？
Oi, mate, let's go to D-22 up in Wudalgor Haijian. Tonight? Yeah, there's a bus right there. Can I bring some mates? Sure. And look, I've got a question. Do any of you lads know why D-22 is called D-22?
D obviously stands for dynamite, and 22 is just the amount of dynamite sticks in the package. It's more than, it's a lot. I mean, it's more than 21. It's a lot of dynamite. Yeah.
I heard that the D is for a little place called Detroit, the capital of car manufacturing in the USA. And 22 must be because it sounded good.
Dinosaur 22. D, like as in Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Fourth letter of the English of the Western alphabet. 2 times 2. Fourth letter. That's it.
当一个男人用了他的鸡巴22次以后，他就会是一个男人。When a man use his dick 22 times, he can be called a man.
Wow.
dive bar and like a really fat gay dance bar kind of combined. And I mean that honestly. It's like downstairs 22.
It's called 222 because here once there was nothing. It was a field, and there were people playing football here, soccer or whatever you want to call it, and so there were 2 football teams and they were playing. So 11 and 11, they were not playing. There was no referee, so there were just 22. And someone arrived and said, "Okay, guys, stop playing football here. It's going to be a bar." So the 22 people say, "Okay, let's go to drink," and that's why the 22 people went to the bar.
One bartender told me that the owner used to be unemployed, and the form he had to fill out, the unemployment form to get him money from the government, is called the D-22 form. So because of this reason, he is happy he started a new business and no longer have unemployment. So he called the bar the D-22 bar.
I thought that, D-22 is a place where, in China you can actually taste the dragon's breath.
Oh.
And smell really bad.
When you were 22, there was some very bad things happened. So you felt really bad. So you said, "Damn it!" The D is the first letter of death.
这是 D 代表 A B C D， 一共有4位数字，这里边有4个老板，就代表他们4个兄弟连在一起。第二个你说。
第二个我就把这 D 想成梦想，然后把刚好想成那个连接的意思。20不是好运吗？梦想与好运相结合。
My understanding is D-22 stands for December 22.
Oh, well, what happened on December 22?
I heard, I think it was in the 1930s or something, but I think there was some event on December 22 where a lot of artists or intellectuals were imprisoned or executed or something to do with the art scene in China 60, 70 years ago.
D-22, now that rings a bell because I remember in the war against the Japanese in Australia there was 2 submarines that came into Sydney Harbour. One of their names, there's a statue in Sydney that's called, it's marking the submarines that bombed. They sunk 2 ferries and stuff. But the Japanese submarine was called D-22.
Es de Nueva York. Vivía en un apartamento que tenía el número de 22 y era donde se reunía con bueno, sus amigos, sus alumnos. Él tuvo un bar antes en Nueva York y hablaba mucho de montar un bar en otro sitio. Y la teoría dice que ese fue el nombre porque era el lugar donde se reunían y fue donde surgió todo.
The owner is a doctor, and he had this idea when he was 22. But I don't think that's true. Some people told me that. I think why it's called D-22 was that really famous and beautiful singer Celine Dion. She's amazing, right? She wrote a really beautiful song when she was 22. So I think that's why we just wanna remember this thing in our life and make this bar always remind us the song. So we call it D-22.
You know the movie 101 Dalmatians? 我觉得 D 是 Dalmatians 的意思。然后中国人他们说英语有一点乱，那他们要因为是1加1 2，那2。
My opinion is the name is really related to prostitution. It also goes to the 22 purpose, right? Like prostitution always is two people's business, and if you separate the number, like 22, it's like two people, they're like parallel, but it's still sometimes they work together, but they don't have different life. It's different like the customer and the prostitute. And D can be district of the prostitution or destroy the prostitution.
An Italian reason. D like donne. 22 women, donne, create this place. I think they build the palace, and I think that they want to refugee in this place. No man, only
and D stands for degenerate, because in Australia we had this television program called D-Generation. The 22 is an age, and 22 as an age is a beautiful age, because in the West, being 22 means nothing.
This is Toys for Boys, but isn't there a machine gun that's called something or other 22, like an M22? Well, maybe it's M24 or M26 or something, but anyway, I think it's an M22. And so I thought it was the 22 from that, because this club is so full of energy and sound, that I can, it's a machine gun, but it's not an M22 because it has to be something, that's not quite so warlike.
D-22是一个女孩的名字吧？是一个女孩的名字，对，有点奇怪。然后她名字的开头有一个 D， 然后22岁，是一个太空女，外星人，E.T.